Hello YouTube, this is Charlie426, and today we have the review of the Premium Bandai exclusive HG Psycho Gym from Gym's Counterattack. Now this was a very surprising mobile suit slash kit in the series for me, because I've always imagined like, how would a Psycho Gundam look like if it had more of a gym-ish look to it, and it actually happened. And the funny thing is that it was a time when I was thinking of whether to get the HGUC Psycho Gundam, and then this suddenly popped out, so yeah, lucky me. Anyway, let's get on to the review. First of all, I'm just gonna say this is the exact same kit, same build as the HGUC Psycho Gundam, except for the head, which is technically almost the same. And was an entirely different recolor. That's basically it. So articulation build is pretty much the same, but since I had never reviewed a Psycho Gundam, I will be doing my usual review of this. So before that, I'm pretty sure you're wondering what's going on with my background. Is that this kit is very, very huge to the point where it does fit in my bookshelf area where I usually make my reviews, but it almost hits the ceiling, so the lighting does not really affect the kit. So that's why I'm doing this. And so yeah. Anyway, let's get on to the review. So I'm currently reviewing this on a different area. And so hopefully this doesn't happen again. So just those who are wondering how tall this is a typical master grade kit size, almost double the height. So yeah, you can tell how tall this thing is. So this is also taller than the Cherno Alpha I reviewed a week ago, I believe. Anyway, so what else you get is the Psycho Gundam shield, which can separate into two, but in red. You get some leftover polycaps, like that. And then you get another shield connector for the other arm, because you need two of these for the transformation. Those who know the Psycho Gundam, it does have transformation. You get a sticker sheet, but you do not use any of this. I've checked the manuals, and it mentions like you don't really use these. So these stickers are actually from the original HGUC Psycho Gundam, and as you can see, I use the eyes, because this thing does actually give the entire parts for the Psycho Gundam in red. So the only thing you're lacking is the polycap. So if you have extra polycap for this kit, yeah, you can use it. Or if you want a red Psycho Gundam, you can just, instead of using that head, you can use this one. Another thing is that I was not aware about is that this kit actually uses screws. I believe it gives you 8, but I believe you use 7, or it could be 7 and then you use 6. Anyway, it does use screws, which I did not expect. And then you have this piece, which I have no idea where it's used for, so that's that. And finally, we have these pieces, which I think I'll just get into the main point of this, is that these pieces are to cover up those shield connecting hole areas, like those shield peg areas, if you want to do so like that. I'm just gonna leave it like this because I don't know. I feel like it's going to be really annoying to take those out. All right, let's get on to the review. Now, first of all, this kit does have a transformation, so some places might feel a little bit wonky. Okay, I'm really sorry for the lighting because I hope this does help out at least. Okay, for the head, it has basic articulation. Well, almost. It can go down that much, and then up that much, and then 360 is possible. And as you can see, the head's trying to move down because of the transformation gimmick thing. So yeah, I'm not sure if that's supposed to be normal or it's supposed to be tight. I tightened up every joints, any screws I had on this kit, and yet it still tries to pop down a little bit. So that's that. And you have these flaps on the side for the transformation. Okay, now let's look at the arms. The arms, okay, this kit, due to the blockiness and transformation gimmick, this thing does not have much articulation, to be honest. Although it does have a lot of panel lining areas if you're into that. The arms, the shoulders do not move forward or backward because it's connected to a peg. Oh boy. 360 is technically possible, but you have to work your way around of it. And then you have your 360 twist going on with the arm. Only a 90-degree bend, almost, I guess. I mean, technically, it looks like more of like an 88, 87 degrees. But yeah, I'm not gonna get too picky. So that's all you get. And the hands, I forgot. These things are on pegs, I believe, but they do have a little bit of movement like this. And then each finger is semi individually articulated because you can sort of fold them up. And keep in mind, this is a Psycho Gym based on the Psycho Gundam, so each finger is actually a beam cannon weapon. So I do like that aspect. The sum only has one joint. You can only move this part. These things have two joints, the connector and the middle joint. So that's that. So I guess you can do a fist if you want to do so. Okay, the body and waist non-existent. I mean, the articulation is non-existent because of the transformation. Because the transformation requires you to open up the main body and then do all sorts of weird stuff. So the body does not twist at all. I mean, if you get the kit, the entire back section is a whole piece, if you know what I mean. Okay, that's that. The yellow parts obviously are separate, individually separated colored kit parts. The front skirts are ball jointed individually, so they can go front. The back skirt does not move at all. The side skirt moves a little bit. And something just popped out. Oh, this part, which I assume is for the transformation, but this part does pop out a little bit too easy. Okay, for the legs, there's no side swivel. I'm just going to say that right off the bat. The legs can go almost 90 degrees and has also a 90-degree bend. And as you can see, the legs also, armor does this due to the transformation gimmick. The feet, the feet are basically gigantic blocks, and they are ball joint connected, so that's a very good thing for balance. So yeah, the Psycho Gundam itself is a mobile armor, a mobile suit, and a weapon at the same time, because he has these cannons on its body and these beam cannons on the fingers as well. So this thing does not actually carry a beam rifle or anything else because it's loaded with weapons. I mean, even the head has. Now, the only thing you're lacking regarding the kit is that if you saw the Gym's counterattack, you can see the Psycho Gym can open its mouth and then reveal more weapons. Or one of those, I forgot what they're called, but they have these propellers and these reflector things. Yeah, those came out from the mouth, but this thing does not have that gimmick. I mean, even if it did, I'm assuming you can't, display those flying things, but yeah. So that's pretty much it. The backpack, very simple backpack, and this cone-looking thing is also for the transformation. Alright, before I go into the transformation, I already did mention the size. The way how you connect is that you have this hole, you connect. Okay, these things are connected to ball joints, so they do move a lot. And then you have this peg and just connect it right into the arm, if you can manage to do so. It's not... Yeah, there we go. And there we go, you have the shield, which is a very big, gigantic shield. I mean, it doesn't have any problems holding it like that, because a lot of joints are pretty tight on this kit, if you ask me. So yeah, that's a very good thing. And I believe the shield is almost as big as a master grade, if I remember correctly. Let me get that thing out. Come on. Okay, there we go. Yeah, the shield is even almost taller than the master grade, so you can tell how big this thing is. Now, there's a transformation on this, but I'm not going to show that on video because the transformation is exactly the same as the Psycho Gundam, and there has been a lot of reviews with the Psycho Gundam out there, so I'm not going to show you guys the transformation, but I will be back with the transformation, so be right back. Okay, I'm back with the transformation, or the mobile armor mode of the Psycho Gundam. And the transformation, it's not the easiest nor not the hardest, but it's something that you do not want to do multiple times in a row. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it basically, before I get into details, here's the Master Grade Gym Type C right next to it, and you can see it's still bigger than a typical Master Grade. So you can really tell how big this thing is. Now the way how the transformation works is basically you have to like open up the body, reveal some inner parts, and then you have to flip open like arms, legs, and all sorts of stuff. Although I do really like the way how they hit the arms. Now at first I thought like the arms would go inside to the main these parts, but no, they just go inside to the body. So you have, it's sort of an illusion. You can still see the part of the finger right over there, so you can see it's inside the body. And the shield part has two connectors, which one is the peg and a ball joint system that was used as a shield that's connected to the main side of the leg, and then there's another peg sort of thing going on with the arms and wings here, so you have a double connection for a more stable joint. Now honestly, the most difficult part is the legs, because the leg transformation is very, very tricky, and I almost broke something on the process. But yeah, I mean, now one thing I wasn't aware of that is that the main body part was in this angular situation, which I was not too aware, honestly. I thought it was like a straight line, but oh well. Anyway, that's basically it for the review of the Psycho Gym. Now, anybody who loved the Psycho Gym from the Gym's counterattack, you can go for it. I mean, if you don't have a Psycho Gundam and still want a Psycho Gundam-ish thing, but more of a GM thing, this is for you. Honestly, I'm just thankful that this particular kit exists at this point. Honestly, when I first saw the Gym's counterattack, I really enjoyed it, but I was like a little bit sad at the same time, thinking that okay, there's no way they're gonna make a Psycho Gym in any sort of way, and they actually did a premium Bandai of it, which that part I am really thankful for that part, because usually these are one of those kits where you should be just thankful because it exists in some way. Yeah. So those who don't have a Psycho Gundam, this might be worth it. But if you already do have a Psycho Gundam, I don't think getting a second one might be that necessary. I've seen some pictures on the internet where people actually made their own Psycho Gym using the Psycho Gundam, and it seemed pretty easy enough if you know how to paint and such. Anyway, thank you for watching the review. This was the review of the Psycho Gym. If you guys got any questions or requests, leave a comment below. If I got anything wrong, leave a comment below as well. I still have more kits to buy and build and make reviews out, so please stay tuned. Until then, see you guys next time.